Nairo's Love is one of Zelda's greatest moves. Zelda gains intangibility frames that starts at frame 5 until 15, and the hitbox starts at frame 13, which means that the intangibility frames overlap with the hitbox, effectively allowing it to beat out almost any move. Nairo's Love is also a reflector, which starts at frame 5 and ends at frame 43. This move is great for punishing rolls, or to stop approaches. The main use of this move is to get the opponent off of you. You can break free from combos if the follow-ups are slow enough. For example, if they try to follow up a hit with a grab. If the attack or grab comes out too quick, you will still get punished. At low percentage, this move forces the opponent to tech. Be careful to not overuse this move though, because it has enough end lag to be punished hard. Nairo's Love can be a very good edgeguarding option. As well as a good mix-up for getting back on stage. Love jumping is a technique that lets you gain momentum shortly after her hit stun ends. To perform a love jump, simply hold the analog stick to the left or right as your hit stun ends, double jump, and immediately use Nairo's Love. This can be used as a surprise counterattack, as well as a defensive retreat. Farore's Wind's first hitbox comes out at frame 7, which is really quick. But it loses to shield and has enough end lag to be easily punished. And, just like Sheik, there is one frame of vulnerability before her hitbox comes out, which means she can also be punished just as she appears. Farore's Wind is one of the best killing moves in the game. It can kill incredibly early. You can still DI the first hit of Farore's Wind, which still can be reacted to accordingly if you rotate the analog stick very slightly to the left or right. Keep in mind that the grounded version launches the opponent further than the aerial version. Farore's Wind can be a good landing option at certain situations. This move can also be used as a surprise attack. Not so much during neutral, but if the opponent doesn't have any double jump and is trying to land, you could punish it with Farore's Wind. Another way of using it as a surprise attack is when recovering. For example, in this situation, you can hold left to grab the ledge, or you could instead punish the opponent's positioning. Don't get too greedy though. Usually, it's best to just go for the ledge. If you press up B and wait until you disappear, you can hold down on the analog stick so that the hitbox comes out before you grab the ledge. If you do a regular up B to recover, there won't be a hitbox. Instead, you'll just appear grabbing the ledge. This can be incredibly useful if you've been trumped and have the opponent waiting for you to grab the ledge for a punish. Also, just like Sheik, Mewtwo, and Palutena, you can recover from above the ledge downwards. You do this by pressing up B, directing where you want to teleport, and then as soon as you disappear, release the analog stick. If you release it too late, you'll end up passing the ledge and die. This method of recovery will make you completely unpunishable, since if you recover from above, the 2 frames of vulnerability will be non-existent. Zelda can edge cancel Farore's wind. You simply have to position yourself in the correct spot so that you appear just before the edge and naturally slide off. It's important to know the exact spot from where you can edge cancel. This doesn't work on Dreamland for some reason. Remember that Zelda can also travel a large number of distances by inputting different angles. This is the easiest angle, since it has a corner on the GameCube controller. This allows Zelda to edge cancel at more spots. Zelda can true combo Farore's Wind into another Farore's Wind and kill at early percentage. It'll cost Zelda a stock, but it can be worth going for if you have a lot of percentage and are ahead of stock. You can do this on platforms as well. This is done by simply running off the platform, pressing up B, and tilting the control stick diagonally downwards. The timing to do this consistently is really easy once you get used to it. You can also cancel it to the right, although the correct timing for it is a little more strict. If you're too quick, it won't cancel, and if you're too slow, you'll go into free fall and die. To pull this one off, you need to position yourself at the edge of the platform. Jump and immediately double jump. Quickly press up B and hold down. If you do it too fast, you'll end up in free fall, and if you're too slow, you'll appear on the platform. Obviously, this works the other way as well. Once again though, the timing to pull this off consistently is really easy. You can apply this as you ledge jump. The only thing you really need to think about is to double jump at the edge of the platform around this area. There's a second trick where you run off the platform, double jump away as you press up B and aim diagonally downwards. This can also be applied to a ledge jump. And there's a third trick where you have to teleport high above the middle of the platform. This can be done by positioning yourself at the middle of the platform. Jump, double jump, press up B, and hold down. The timing for this one is a bit tricky. Another way of doing it is to run to the edge and full hop away as you press up B and aim downwards. You can of course combine all of these and pull off some crazy stuff. This takes a lot of practice to master. Do not try to pull this off in a match without being absolutely confident that you've mastered it, because this can cost you a stock. On Smashville, you need to stand on the edge of the platform, full hop as you press up B, and aim diagonally downwards. You can also trick your opponent by holding down. And lastly, you can jump cancel Farore's wind to slide a little bit. This can be useful if you combine it with down tilt. Din's Fire, much like Diddy's Peanut Pop Gun or Sheik's Burst Grenade, is a move that is only good in certain situations. It shouldn't really be used during neutral, especially against fast characters. Zelda is completely defenseless while moving it, and unlike Lucas and Ness, she cannot move it backwards. But this move isn't as bad as it seems. Like I said, it can be incredibly useful in very specific situations or matchups. For example, it's really good against Rosalina, since Din's Fire is immune to gravitational pull. And if Rosalina shields, you can still hit the Luma, and if it sweet spots, the Luma will be knocked away. Din's Fire can also be good against characters like Duck Hunt or Villager if they try to out-camp you, since Din's Fire bypasses any obstacle in the game. The main use of this move, however, is when the opponent is off stage. It forces them to air dodge. If they don't, they might die. However, if they do air dodge it, it might be even better for you, since you have now forced them to recover low, which should make it easier for you to go off stage and spike. Phantom Slash works as a meat shield for Zelda, as well as a wall that protects Zelda from grabs and attacks. There's 3 types of slashes: no charge, half charge, and full charge. No charge will spawn a phantom right in front of Zelda that swings a weak slash. This is good if you need a quick shield in front of you. It's also good against opponents that are close to you and shielding, since it'll push them back and reset neutral. This is important to note, because the half charge and full charge does absolutely nothing on close range shields. Half charge starts by pushing the opponent and then slashing. Full charge pushes the opponent and swings twice. The second hit can kill. If you shield both of the hits, it'll really damage the shield. You can roll out of the first hit. Although if you roll into Zelda, you'll get punished. If the opponent tries to dash attack through, the Phantom will take the hit instead. The opponent will still suffer from the hit lag, which will put Zelda in an advantage. And if you try to grab, you'll just get pushed back. You could run through the Phantom, although it'll take a little bit of time, since the Phantom slows down your momentum. And by the time you've passed the Phantom, it'll be too late, since Zelda can already act. cannot simply jump past it, which means it can be great for preventing opponents from grabbing the ledge. Although they can jump over it, or jump and air dodge through it. Still, this can be punished. They can also roll, although that's a bad option that will always be punished. The Phantom will always take 13% damage before it gets destroyed, no matter how long you charge it for, and it takes 9 seconds for it to respawn. You can still B-reverse while the Phantom is dead. A full charge can cover all ledge options. If they try buffering an option too soon, you can release a half charge and then punish it. It can even screw up a lot of recoveries. Zelda doesn't have the fastest or the strongest neutral game. She lacks a good approach, but so does many characters. Instead, she accelerates on setups, defensive play, and scoring early kills. To ask how Zelda should approach is like asking how Rosalina or Ness should approach. There's no simple answer. Each matchup is different, and each player can be approached differently. It's not about how Zelda approaches, it's about how you as a player approach in general. You need to figure out how to keep your opponent away from you, and find openings for a grab, dash attack, jab, down tilt, neutral air, or down air. And if you can find openings for back air and forward air, then go ahead and use it. All of these attacks will lead into something and put you in charge of the game. Let me explain what each move really does for Zelda. Zelda's jab is one of her most important moves. It's designed to stop approaches, since it's disjointed and has extremely little lag. The only downside is that it takes 11 frames to come out, which makes it the slowest jab in the game. At low percentage, it leads to dash attack and grab. At around mid percentage, it can lead to a kill if the opponent does not tech it. And if it's teched, it can still be punished. At high percentage, it could lead to Farore's wind if the opponent is careless. Also note that the close range jab will send the opponent more downwards. It's extremely safe on shield, unless you space yourself really badly. It's also very good at conditioning the opponent to keep shielding, since acting out of shield can be easily punished. Zelda's down tilt comes out at frame 5 and works a little bit like Diddy Kong's down tilt. The only difference is that it sends them a little bit more upwards. It leads to different things depending on character's weight and percentage. At low percentage on fast fallers, multiple down tilts won't connect. Instead, try going for a grab if they shield, or jab if they get aggressive. The floatier the opponent is, the earlier multiple down tilts will connect. At mid percentage, down tilt leads to a lot of things. There are certain percents where down tilt to forward air is a true kill combo, and then at higher percents it becomes a 50-50. You can also down tilt to back air. Back air comes out 3 frames earlier than forward air, which increases the chance of it being a true combo. Basically all you have to do is to tap back on the analog stick as soon as Zelda starts retracting her leg. Jump and back air. Down tilt to up air is also a kill confirm. You can easily take a stock if you manage to hit the 2 frames of vulnerability when the opponent tries to recover. It will also lower Zelda's hurt box. Zelda's forward tilt works just like most forward tilts in the game. It's a strong zoning and launching tool. At max range, it's safe on shield. It can also be a strong kill move. Up tilt is primarily for extending combos and frame trapping. It works great after down tilt to extend into neutral air, and after falling neutral air for another neutral air. If you hit with the back hit of up tilt, it'll connect to an up air, which kills, or a down air to extend a combo even further. Dash attack works just like Sheik's dash attack. It comes out at frame 6, so it's one of the quickest dash attacks in the game. It's great for approaching and punishing, and launches the opponent in a bad spot. At low percentage, it can force opponents to tech. Dash attack can also be a good kill move if it's sweet spotted. Just like down tilt, down smash comes out at frame 5, which is the second quickest down smash in the game, tied with Mario, Pit, and Ryu. The quickest down smash in the game is Meta Knight's, which comes out at frame 4. It can be combined after a down tilt, and sends opponent diagonally downwards, making it a great setup for gimps. Forward smash, much like jab, is a strong zoning move. It can stop approaches and is safe on shield if spaced correctly. Other than that, it's also a decent killing move. Up smash is a strong killing move as well. It can be done out of any hit of neutral air. You can also jump cancel the up smash to cover ledge get-ups. Up air is strictly for killing. Forward air and back air are for dealing damage and scoring early kills. Back air is a bit stronger and faster than forward air. They're both safe on shield if spaced correctly. You can also hit with the sour spot and reset opponents. Back air is true after a ledge trump, if done frame perfect. You can short hop and air dodge into back air. Forward air won't work. Back air is really good at punishing ledge rolls. Down air can be a good combo move. It's incredible at spiking and catching the 2-frame ledge grab, since it has a lot of active frames. Even if you get a sour spot down air, you can follow up and get another spike. Down air can also be a safe aerial if spaced correctly. Neutral air is Zelda's best spacing aerial by far. Possibly even her best move altogether in neutral. It's her main combo starter. Down throw is Zelda's best throw. At high percentage, if the opponent DIs in front of Zelda, or doesn't DI at all, you'll get a guaranteed up air. If they DI behind Zelda, the back air and up air will be a 50-50, unless it's at the perfect percentage and frame perfect. Then you might score a true combo, although this is really hard to pull off. The best option would be going for Farore's Wind, since it's a true kill combo. And I can assure you, the opponent is trying his best to DI behind Zelda and air dodge. If you want to keep supporting me and see more videos at a higher uploading pace, then please support me on my Patreon page. You can either click here or find a link in the description. Check it out, there's a lot of cool rewards as well. Credit goes to Fairess, JP, and Danish for helping me out. Lately, I've also been working on Art of Link, Roy, and Zero Suit Samus, so expect that to be next. Thank you for watching, sharing, and subscribing. See you next time. Oh, and by the way, if you are looking for an interactive online Smash group, I came across a community called AMELIORATION, where they have a bunch of plans to create a family-oriented atmosphere for Smash, among many other games, to be introduced into their organization in the future. If anyone wants to check out their plans for their Smash community, be sure to check out their document in the description below. You can also find their website and Discord to socialize with the rest of their community. I think this organization has a lot of potential to change the esports scene, so be sure to apply to them now.